everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Kim here at Touch of Magic. Happy to see you again. Today's video is one for a video hop that we do monthly. I missed last month, but we're back. This one is New Beginnings, which is the theme for March. So that means a lot of things to a lot of different people, but I've decided to go with kind of a springy vibe, which Easter's around the corner, and I had a request for some Easter cards. So that's what I'm going to make today. I have dug into my stash for some older items for, sadly, a company that's no longer with us, was Canadian, called Your Next Stamp. I still really love the products that I have from them, and I still use them. So I'm going to start with some background stamping and then go into different components. The cute little image here is called Birdie Easter Basket, and hopefully that's showing up fairly clearly and not too much glare. It's a cute little set, and my thought was that a set like this is, sometimes we're challenged with smaller sets that aren't, big with lots of options. This is cute, it's small, it's really just one image and some sentiments. So I wanted to demonstrate how we can take just a single image and make it into a nice card. I do have the die for it, which I'm grateful that I'm not fussy cutting. The other thing I'm also using is this little, put that on a background where we can see it. I don't know if that'll help. A little set here called Large Splatter, which I've already got in my stamp platform. Sometimes creating splatter on our own can be a little challenging, so this makes it easy and fun. And I know there are other companies out there that have similar items and that are really handy. All of these two images that I have here that you see already colored, I don't color on camera. If that's something you'd like to see, you can comment below and let me know, and I will happily consider that. I don't think of myself as a great colorist. I keep it pretty basic, but we're willing to try anything. I used my Altenew artist markers for these. These are all a great alcohol marker. I have most of the collections. The Mediterranean Terrace Garden Set, which is set B. I also used some of the ones from the English Country Garden Set, which is C. And then the original set that I bought a long time ago, which is the primary set, which is a kind of a collection of markers that are all in the other sets. But it's a great place to start if you haven't tried the Altenew artist markers yet. So these images are both colored with that and then stamped out or die cut out. I did stamp them originally in the Memento, which I love for coloring with alcohol markers. It never bleeds on me. So what I'm going to do is show you how I made several backgrounds at one time in a variety of colors because I really like it. So we'll just show what I'm doing here. What I did is you can see I positioned it kind of midpoint on the panel. The idea being that I can rotate. I'm going to do the Dew ink here from Simon Says Stamp. This is one of their positively saturated inks. One of the things I do is I lift the edge of my Misty. This one's cracked a little on me. I've had it for a long time. So I lift it so that I'm stamping flat on my glass mat here. That's just a me thing. The idea of the splotchy vibe is you don't actually have to be immaculate with your stamping. It can be splotchy. It just adds to the character. I'm going to lift this and rotate back into the same corner. Now it is going to overlap a little in the middle, but I'm okay with that because that's where my center image is going to go. And you could do the same thing with a sentiment or, something you want to put across the middle that would cover that overlapping. Even spots, if you splatter them with a paintbrush or anything, they're going to overlap. And I think it just works. Now, I'm not going to use this color because I didn't do anything that kind of matches it, but I just wanted to show how I made the background for that. That was, again, is the Dew ink. This one here is Morning. The other two things I'm using, again, older products, they're Your Next Stamp. I still like them, so I still use them, is the Stitched Rectangle Frames, which is this, and then I have the Stitched Scallop Rectangle. So I'm going to use a combination of those two things. And this one I did the fawn on the background and then purple around the edges. And you could stack them if you wanted a little more dimension. This is going to go directly on a card base for me. And the reason I inked the edges is I wanted it to stand out on the card base itself. And this is where layering creates kind of a neat I thought I wanted to go with, this is actually a combination of a yellow and a brown to give kind of that basket color. And then I thought it was too much the same and I didn't like it. I wanted something with a little more contrast. This is my on the fly thinking as I create. And then I decided sparkles, because why not? So I have some purple glitter paper and I'm going to pop this up and that will become my card. So I'm going to work on all of those. We'll put it together. I was thinking I could, even if you wanted to, you could make a shaker out of the center bit, which I might do on the second card. And if I do, I'll show that. And I wanted to tie in the purple on the bow and pull everything together here and make the colors kind of stand out. I'm just going to assemble all of this, and you can see I love dies like this, which is why I keep using it, because the stitching shows beautifully, it cuts really nicely, and it gives you a lot of versatility. I'm going to use some tape runner here. Any dry adhesive or even a liquid adhesive will work. This is honestly, I've used this for so long, I don't think of using anything else at this point. Started out scrapbooking a long time ago, so I still reach for that sort of thing. Now I will, for this one, I'm going to use liquid adhesive because I find that on glitter paper, it's a little thicker and it works better, and it gives me a little wiggle time to be able to position it correctly. So I'm going to lay it just very carefully. I'm not going to tack it down. I don't want it to stick just yet. Get my T-square in and line it up so that as much as possible visually I can make things straight. And I know the beige, you kind of lose it in the background of this one, but it still gives a little, let's see if you can see that, if it'll focus. It still gives some visual texture in behind that's really subtle. And that's what I was after with that. I'm going to take some of my, it's a thin foam tape. I will link that as well. Try that again. Okay, I've got this mostly popped up. I try to support it as much as possible. The other easier way to do this, honestly, would be to cut out some extra die cuts, maybe out of some scrap paper or stuff that you made a mistake on. It's a great way to reuse it, and honestly, I often do that. Alrighty. The other great tip here is a little bit of liquid glue on your foam tape. Gives float time. That's a Kathy Zilski tip, and I love it. It allows you just a little opportunity to reposition. There we go. So just like that, cute, simple, fun, easy coloring, nothing too complicated, a little bling to make it festive. Okay, I did end up making a shaker, so I'm going to insert that somewhere in all of this. These little frames or any kind of frame like that are wonderful to make a shaker with. It's a great size, adds a nice focal point on the card, and it allows you to, again, take a small image and really make it stand out on the card. It doesn't have to be always a big, huge image. Sometimes something small and really cute like these can really make an impact. So now we'll call it done. And I wanted to say thank you so much for joining me today, for being part of this little community here on YouTube. I appreciate the encouragement and support very much. Links for anything that I can find will be in the description below. As I said, this is a monthly YouTube hop. Cecilia over at Valley Oak Paper is our coordinator. If it's something that you think, hey, I'd like to try that, reach out to her. She would be the person to be able to help with all of that. And I will link all the other people in the hop today in the description below. I hope you have enjoyed this and maybe encouraged you to dig into your own stash and find some of those cute little stamp sets and make something with it. If you do, please tag me on social media. All my links are in the description. Hope to see you again soon. Thanks for stopping by.